Good evening and welcome to the Collier Chiropractic pregame show on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham, glad to have you along tonight. Again, as we head in the first half of the double dip tonight, it's a rivalry game and this gym is filling up and it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to get warm. It's going to get loud. I think you're going to see some firework action. I think you've got some guys who can throw the ball down pretty good. I think you've got some guys who can shoot the ball with some distance. We've got some physicality out there. Plus, you got two teams that really don't like each other. What more do you want?
Yep, I was just going to say that just in a nutshell makes it happen. DeMario Walker seems like a veteran coach now. You know, he's tickling 5 years at the helm of this program and really starting to put his fingerprint on things.
Yeah, you know, and again, you're always dealing with, you know, what you've got coming up and how long does it really take you to implement your system? I think a lot of people get impatient. We talked about in the football season. A lot of people want you to win right away with what you have, but sometimes implementing your system, especially if it's vastly different than the previous regime, it takes a lot of time for a lot of the instruction, a lot of the fundamentals to finally start to click. And I think, you know, now he's in year 5. I think he's going to be looking for some big things from this team. They dropped a couple of close ones early, and you know, they got a big win the other day. Got the first win over at Saginaw Valley over Midland High, and you know, let's see if that kick starts something here. And as the Wolves are looking for a win.
You look at the player that I think kind of stirs the drink for this team, and that is Frost.
Yeah, well, you know, it's if you're looking at the you know, the layout of the land, it's going to start with him. If you're looking at your scouting report, it's going to start with Frost. Last year, he really tore up here at Bay City Central. They couldn't stop him on the pick and roll. There was a lot of lack of communication. So I think if you're talking Coach Doobie with the squad, communication on defense is going to be key. How you're going to ice them on the side screens, you know, will be key, and making sure that everybody is on the same page is going to be key. You know, it's easier said than done because he is a heck of a player who can find a way to make his own shot happen.
You look at this Western team as well, they are an extremely athletic team as well.
Oh yeah, they've got some players, and again, we're talking that we're going to be saying names that we've been saying for the last 3 or 4 years because that's how long they've been in the program. It seems like, you know, they got like the college COVID year back with them, but no, they just have been around, and we've known them for a long time on the youth scene. So at the end of the day, you know, we're going to see a good basketball team by Western, and again, I think it's a team that's still trying to find out who they are, and when they find out who they are, how good can they be?
X factor tonight, I think your Gaitis might be that man for Western.
You know, he scores. You're going to see a lot of names. You know, we're going to say a lot of names we talked about in the first game. It's easy when you look at the first two teams. We were able to pick out the names we were going to call. On Western, it really, it can depend. I mean, you've got your Gaitis, you've got Frost, you've got Neitzel, you've got Joey DeCuff had a big game in the opener this year. Luke Phelan can score, a nice 6'4" wing player that they have. So they've got some players that can do some things, and it's really going to be one of those things that those guys help Frost and take pressure off of him. It elevates his game that much greater.
Now you look at Coach Doobie and the Bay City Central Wolves, and he's got a smile on his face and a frown at the same time because he's got Cam Washington, but unfortunately Cam's a senior this year, and this is the last year he's going to be able to help lead this team.
Well, I think he can smile because their offense is playing really well, and I think he has that frown because their defense hasn't quite matched their offensive capabilities at this point. So I think for those guys are going to have to figure it out on the defensive end. And again, going back to it, communication, proper closeouts, you know, and then not getting down. And I really think the key to this game is going to be momentum-changing tees. And I'm not talking timeouts. I'm talking technicals. This is a game with a lot of adrenaline, a lot of talk, a lot of trash going back and forth. The team that is able to maintain their composure, maintain their discipline, I think wins this game.
McCullough, the X factor for Bay City Central.
Yeah, you know, and again, he's been around. He's a junior this year. Nice player. I'm sorry, he's a senior this year. Nice player. Again, if he gets off and he gets hot, watch out. And so Western, if they can keep him contained and frustrate him a little bit, you know, they're going to be able to checkmate.
Love the way that he tries to finish at the hole, and he's very proficient at getting there.
Above the rim, through the backboard. You know, he likes to, you know, use his athleticism almost as an opportunity to set the tone, so to speak, and show the other team, hey, I can do this.
If you can't tell, we are just a little bit excited about this matchup. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. the best is yet to come as that puts the wraps on our Collier Chiropractic pregame show. Back with what should be a barn burner in just a minute, right here on BCTV.
Is your pain holding you back from things you enjoy, like playing with your grandchildren or participating in a sport? At Collier Chiropractic, we specialize in neck pain, back pain, headaches, or sciatica that won't go away. If you've tried chiropractic, you've tried physical therapy, you've gone to your medical doctor with no results, or you take medication and it doesn't even touch your pain, then put this number in your phone, give us a call, see how we're different at Collier Chiropractic Bay City.
Good evening and welcome. We are in for some fun in this game. Jumping center will be Cam Washington. LJ
was jumping
with Freeling. Central is the recipient of the first offensive possession of this ball game tonight. Bronick thought about the three. Dishes it off to Smith in the corner. 3-ball double iron. Cam Washington floating up with the soft touch. Those home rims, he knows them well.
Yes, he does. A 2-point lead quick for the Wolves.
Boy, coming up from 8 feet right in the middle, body under control, nice soft shot, getting it to drop.
Well, I thought everything was good there. Bronick with a nice drive, found Parker Smith out with a nice kick.
And there you go. Trying to make things happen, turning around the corner, and good defense by Bay City Central without the foul.
Well, you're going to have to find out how these officials are going to call the game. Is it going to be tight? Is it going to be soft? You got to figure it out because you have to adjust to it. That's Bronick. A long 19-footer as his foot was on the line.
And that is going to be the foul that you do not want if you're Coach Doobie. That is a foul that Cam Washington, if he needs to stay on the floor, he just can't have in the first minute.
One, no. Long rebound there as Bronick. Foot was on the line. Hard rimmed it, long rebound. Unfortunately, your guide is great position there on Cam.
So Western into the front court right now. Central with that belly button man defense. Nice rotation by Bronick.
Got to get back though. We got to communicate.
Freeling with a real nice look inside.
I thought Failing. We talked about actually. As far as X factors go, I think he's 6'4". He's a scorer. He's just lanky. Just does a lot of really, really nice things for the Warriors.
So again, trying to get to the hole, and again a great help defense. Failing says we'll slow things down. Frost with his hands on the ball.
Yeah, nice drive, jump stop. Just got to make sure you protect the basketball. It's the most important thing that's out there right now.
Ball goes out of bounds as the Cam Schultz, and we saw him last year. He definitely has a radar from outside if you leave him open.
That and the fact that he's a linebacker and a point guard body, doesn't give you the same look as a point guard, sleek and everything else, but he's quick, man, and if you think for 1 second that he isn't, you're going to be in some trouble.
Frost goes up and down hard on the play, and there's going to be a foul. Are they going to get Cam Washington? Cam picks up his second foul here in the first 2 points, 2
fouls, and they're going to go right to the bench. Number 4 will be entering the game. A.J. Kaznowski, the quarterback turned receiver, turned slot back, turned cornerback, turned linebacker.
He can do it all.
Yeah, exactly. Took last year off of the season, and glad to see him back out there. It's where he belongs. You talk about hitting every part of the iron. First one for Frost will bounce around and bounce out. 2-2 still.
You keep talking. I'm getting 50-50.
Hey, listen.
Tickets.
Hey, you win some money. We're going to need it tonight. Grandpa Tony's is calling.
There's a second free throw attempt for Frost. He's probably still trying to shake the cobwebs.
A lot of 2s on the board right now as he eliminates that, puts the visitors ahead 3-2. Parker Smith will bring the ball up. Floor general for the Wolves.
He's not afraid to burp it as well, and I'm surprised. I watched an earlier game this year with Central, and Kaznowski's got a real nice shot from the outside.
He does, and again, it's one of those things where if you want to be able to get it off, as LJ will step back. Kaysen with the very definitive rebound there.
And we know he wants to finish. He kind of got stuck in no man's land. Kaznowski, he wants to finish. He puts it up, and we are going to have a block to the hole. As you knew before he even got to midcourt, he'd made up his mind he was going to the hole.
He pushed that ball out away from the defender's hands, and the only thing that was stopping him was him going up and throwing it somewhere off the backboard.
Love the energy that he plays with.
Oh, absolutely.
He'll go to the free throw line for 2.
You know, we talked about him on the football field. He's a spark plug. You know, he was a quarterback, but as a fan, you want his hand on the ball because you don't know where little jitterbug is going to end up.
He's the kind of player that you're always going to find a spot on both sides of the ball for him because he's the Energizer Bunny, man,
Yeah.
constantly going.
He's got, and he brings everybody else up with him.
First free throw attempt a little bit short. Let's see him put a little bit more knee into this one. Second shot is up, and it's good. We're tied at 3 with 5:51 left in the first.
Yeah, I don't think we're at a shortage of athletes in this game. A big one that I like is Jamario Harris for the Wolves, number 1. He does a lot of nice things down there. As Failing will take an open 3 and
wow,
twinkle the twine, baby.
He definitely stepped up from 21 and just made it happen, doubling the lead in the ball game to 6-3. As Kazanowski shuffled the Tootsies before he goes up with a soft 15-footer.
Doesn't
And
agree with the call,
turnover.
and no kid does with the turnover or a travel specifically.
But again, you get that shake and bake move, and if you don't keep that plant foot down, it is.
Well, if you shake before you bake, there's a good chance that you're not doing something right.
Yeah. Frost to Schultz. Schultz has got Smith inside his wheelhouse.
He's in his jock right now.
And that was nearly a 5-second.
And he stepped out of bounds.
Frost with the Tootsie on the line, and that great central defense caused that turnover.
Yeah, credit Parker Smith on that one. That was awesome. Awesome defensive pressure, not letting Cam get comfortable.
I look for the offense to go through Smith this time around. He is a great shooter. And Kazanowski ran into his own teammate and shuffled his feet again, and that turnover will give the ball back to Western. Again, early jitters looks like trying to get it under control. That's very normal in a rivalry like this.
You have to establish it. You got to get it out. You got to burp up a couple of these mistakes. And, you know, I tell you what, right now I would go back to Failing. I know they're looking to get Frost on a couple of these screens. Oh, that's going to be illegal. There was no way that you can even argue that.
He tried to sell it, but
he shoulder blocked him. I tell you what, I haven't seen a good shoulder block since Road Warrior Animal and Road Warrior Hawk.
Oh, that brings back good memories. Here comes Parker Smith into the front court for Bay City Central.
Western staying with man-to-man defense. As they're going to set a little screen action, I'm not sure. Well, looking for Smith in the corner. Hesitated.
As they're going to go back underneath, and great help defense, and there's Smith. There he is. They work it out. Tickling the twine on the trifecta.
Tying the game up at 6, and I tell you what, great ball movement, not forcing the ball. If it wasn't there, they kicked it back out. The extra pass doing wonders.
Frost looking to dribble, penetrate, and got away with another Tootsie shuffle. Failing gets it back to Frost.
I think we need to print some shirts.
That ball's down on the ground. You know what LJ's going to do. Take it to the hole and finish. Failing gets him on the arm. He'll have a chance to go to the free throw line and finish off the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
You're going to have to, but I already talked about it at the top of the program in our pregame. You cannot stare down the opposing team, and if you get hit with a technical, you're going to take away all this momentum that you're putting on the court right now. So very, very smart, very, very key for the Central Wolves to maintain their composure.
Boy, I know it's been preached mightily both Monday and Tuesday in practice that you cannot afford a momentum swing by losing your control for a minute. As L.J. McCullough finishes off that three-point play. And it's 9-6, Bay City Central up by 3. And that's with arguably the top scorer for Bay City Central on the bench, and they got palming the foot basketball.
Yeah, I don't think that was. I'm going to go with Coach Walker's side on this time. The situation with it is the ball goes up, and a lot of times if your hand doesn't go underneath it, it's not a carry. Your hand can stay on top of it no matter how high it goes. People associate and assume that because the ball goes maybe above your shoulder, but if your hand stays on top of it,
there is no palming the ball.
Correct.
Absolutely. So with 3:46 left, I think they talked to a couple of players about being a little too animated, and that's a great way to handle it without having to blow the whistle.
Cole Wilson entering the game is going to give Schultz a little bit of a break there after he's Got a little. See, I thought Kaznowski should have shot the first shot. That was just my opinion. And then he should have kept going. That was my second opinion.
There's Beranek wide open for a 3-ball, and that is something definitely well within his range. Put it up just a little bit strong. Frost with yet another rebound, and he's going to go strong to the hole trying to finish. And there's a foul on the play, and I'm sensing as an official they are going to make statements the next couple of minutes to keep this game under control. You've seen a couple of quick stare downs. You've seen a little bit of jabbering. They've talked to the players. I think they're going to show right now that this is their game and they're going to take control of it.
Yeah, and I think it's a good call because we've seen some animation from the players. As you mentioned, as we mentioned when it happened, as well as Kaznowski will get taken out by Mr. Carmelo Hurston into the game for the first time with 3:13 left. But I think that's really a key thing for the officials. Again, how are you going to start calling the game, and then your players will dictate how you're going to call the game as well.
I'd say they've got some confidence in Frost as they've got nobody at the line. He buries both.
That's a myth. They used to say pull everybody out. I like to keep somebody there just so my guy doesn't feel like he's on an island out there.
Doesn't want to feel all alone. As Thurston's going to drive to the hole, and he's out of control, and that is a good call.
Your guide is down there for about an hour and a half, had a sandwich, had a hot dog.
Filled the campfire.
He's complaining about the brat prices at $4. That's what he's doing down there, and all of a sudden he gets ran over. So,
Bay City Central Langley coming into the ball game.
And Harris will take a seat. Jamari will take a seat.
And again, a lot of energy expended early in this game by the high emotion from both teams.
I think so. You know, adrenaline and everything else that goes with it as Frost is going to try to take us to the basket.
And succeed. And we're going to have Coach Walker taking a timeout, and we'll take one as well. It's 10-9, Western over Bay City Central. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
Thinking about high-quality education with highly qualified teachers and a wide variety of quality programs? Look no further than Bay City Public Schools.
There's wonderful teachers, wonderful educators, administrators. It's a great place to go to school.
We include everybody, and we have a very diverse student base.
At Bay City Public Schools, the teachers are truly there to see the students succeed.
Bay City Public Schools, exceptional opportunities for all. Call us to enroll today, 989-686-9700.
Looking at the officials down here as they have a quick confab during this 30-second timeout. Central down one with 2:49 left in the first. Inbounds the ball to a little 1-2-2-3/4 court.
Yeah, Luke Gall coming into the game for the Warriors as well as Noah Falon, as he thought Hurston was going to keep going. Not a good spot to catch the ball.
That ball out of bounds, but boy, what a nice job of finding a player in the corner and then double teaming him. You got the baseline, you got the sideline, you got two defenders. You are trapped.
You got 4 spots you can't go. As Langley, I thought he had a nice post-up position. A little deep for Hurston.
Ball back to Beranek. Tickles the twine on a somewhere over the rainbow. We may have a delay of game warning.
And I don't understand. Again, we're talking about simple things in basketball. Don't touch the basketball. Now you have a warning. So now if there is a potential accident later, you know, now you're teed up. It's done. You're doing it in the first quarter. You can't have it. You just hit a big 3. Get back on defense. Get a stop.
Do not touch the ball. You have no reason to. You're already going to win the battle back on defense after a made 3.
It's not a new rule.
Trying to slide around right now. Ball taken away. You're not going to beat LJ down the floor, but he waits for contact with a kiss off the glass for the deuce, and he gets the foul. Like the way that he changed gears to draw the contact.
Absolutely. He slowed himself down. He knew he had Falon on his backside. If he wanted to keep going, he had a dunk opportunity. But you know what? Let's put him into a little bit of a position as Phelan comes back in the game. He'll give your Gaitis a spell. Great play. But I tell you, the one thing that Falon missed was Frost going down because LJ turned his head and fortunately guessed right. But if Falon would have been able to take that ball back for 1/2 a second, Frost would have been wide open in the corner.
Central up 15-10 here with 2 minutes left in our first quarter of play.
This is big for the Wolves right now because they're seeing what they're able to do with their main guy, their main scorer on the bench, and with 2 fouls there in the first 2 minutes.
LJ gets it back. Thurston puts it up a little bit too strong. And that ball quickly down to the other end of the floor. Frost with a wide open three ball, tickling the twine on his own three. That's a nice inside out game for the three.
That was, everything about that was good. Getting the ball up the floor, pressuring on the rebound. Phelan did a nice job getting the ball up the floor. His Gall with the nice hands there as somebody was going to pick the ball up from Western.
Milan wants to finish at the hole, puts it up just a little bit strong. And here comes Central down the other end. Smith's going to take it with a little lefty off the glass. Soft with a kiss for the Deuce.
As I would say, nice left. However, he is left-handed, so we're just going to say nice
natural
shot.
Frost with the ball and down 4 right now. Trying to send that ball in. The ball is tipped away. And
I didn't think he was going to take it. I thought maybe they had he shot it that low. You gotta just grab that ball and go.
50 ticks left in the first. Central up by 4 with possession here late in the first quarter.
Love seeing the scoring right now. You know, we don't see enough scoring going on.
And we're going to have going to the hole, creating contact.
Hurston has a nice drive. You know, but talking about scoring, you know, we've seen so many games where quarters are 8 and 6 and 10 and 7, and you know, it's so nice to get out to a little 17, 18 point quarter. Get yourself, you know, on pace for a 68-point game.
As they will go to the free throw line. Carmelo Hurston.
Coach Walker getting an explanation from, unfortunately, the official who didn't make the call, so there's not much he's going to be able to tell him besides, I'll listen to you, Coach, but I can't change the call. There's no challenge flags in this game as the lead balloons to 5.
And see, that's why I do not like that rule. I like when you're the calling official, as Hurston makes another one and he turns around with a little shh to the crowd, which, again, that can be construed wrong and take away the 2 points.
Well, we're smart enough to know it's not construed anything. We know that it's wrong.
Yes. Look at Frost switching and twisting and turning and kissing it with the left off the glass.
He looked like Minnesota Fats there. Got a little English.
Oh, just too far underneath the basket that time for Hurston. Down 4. Here comes Frost with the final 10 seconds of the first. Phelan with a great extra pass. Shot missed. Phelan gets it back, though. They got to get this thing burped up. They get it off, and it's no good at the end of 1. It's 19-15, Central by 4. Hold the thought, back in a moment on BCTV. So your car is getting towed, and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Coquitlam, or give us a call at 989-684-9607. Back here as we look at Bay City Central student section, TJ, they've had a little bit to get excited about in the first quarter.
Well, they have, and again, now that they see their main scorer, the guy that they've been able to watch throw the ball down through the rim as well as shoot it from about 30, Cam Washington back on the court with foul number 2. Be a nice way to really, really energize that crowd, and you know, Western's waiting for something to get them going too.
Well, and you look at it, you know, Washington needs to be careful not to pick up number 3, but he'll be the freshest player on the floor to start the second quarter.
Yeah, and you know what, we talk about it, and he certainly wasn't backing up on any of the pressure there.
Little floater. What a nice shot. Yergi gets it to go.
As they're trying to stay up with a little 1-2-2, kind of letting them get past half court and then trapping them and then trying to get that, trying to make you make that pass is what they're making them do.
Boy, look how low LJ keeps that thing down on the ground. Harris tries to put that ball on the ground and he draws the crowd. We're going to have a timeout, Bay City Central, while they still had possession. We'll take a break. Central up by 2, back in a moment on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back here on BCTV, the best dressed coach tonight. He's going for that best dressed award, Mario Walker, and he's taking that sports coat off. He says it's getting a little bit wild in here, a little warm, as that ball goes out of bounds. Nice defense that time by the Western Warriors.
Every time they've thrown the ball near the corner to the corner, they've been almost an immediate double team there. Whether that's just for this game or maybe it's how they run their corner defense, but either way, they are making sure that they got two guys down there and trying to utilize them to their advantage.
Well, and they clamp down that double team quickly. And when they know they've got the advantage in the corner, Parker Smith is going to be out of control, and he picks up the charge offensively.
Jurgaitis, that's his second charge taken. Second charge taken by Jurgaitis. 5 fouls now on both teams as we are just closing in on the first minute gone by here in quarter number 2.
Hardest thing in basketball to me is to take that charge. You know you're going to get plowed over, and you got to just stand there and be firm and take it. Shot goes off. It'll go off the Bay City Central leg.
Good job.
Kevin Brown was the last to touch it.
Yeah, that was a great job by Jurgaitis to get the shot that was left a little short by failing and make it work.
Trying to move to the inside and
on the floor.
Harris with the foul on the floor and
had a double move there with great move. He stepped through, he went around, he pivoted, it looked like a little step through, and he stepped through, and unfortunately, Jamario was going through.
Anticipated that he may be going up, and now they finally get that in. Valen gets it back out top. Frost just gobbles up the loose ball back at the top. As he goes back, and just a little bit out of control on that shot, trying to force the activity a little bit, maybe.
Cam was down in the corner waiting for the...
And that's his spot. He loves the corner jump shot. So now he's going to take a look, and he says, I'll put it up from 27. And he puts that up a little bit too softly. And you know what? He needed to get one up.
Yeah, well, he had the freshest one. He has the freshest legs.
Yes.
Also, sometimes when you're 30 feet from the basket, maybe just take one dribble
Come in one step. It's all right. Wanted to get that first one out of the way. Frost with a moving screen, and turnover gives the ball back, and that ball is tipped. And again, pressure defense coming back the other way. And what a great way to run the controlled fast break.
Go. Don't stop.
We're all knotted up at 19 again. Smith goes back in the corner. Great look and a miss. Harris is going to put up the rebound and the putback over the top of Kent. What a great sequence for Bay City Central.
I tell you, again, you got situation, strong hands, strong body, and he jumps so well. It's so quick. You can't really just jump up with him if you're not ready for it.
Boy, and you're talking about pure athlete on the floor. It really doesn't get much better than Jamario Harris, and that could be an offensive foul. Oh, they're going to call that on McCullough. And I'm going to tell you what, he was backed up a couple of times by the shoulder offensively, and we're going to shoot the 1-and-1 as LJ looked up here and said, what did you think about that, Mr. Doan? I said, that was a tough call.
Well, I tell you two things. One is he went over to the official and he just said, hey, watch the shoulder, watch the elbow on the turn. Did it the right way, didn't do it demonstratively.
As again, Frost is going to feel a little lonely at the free throw line.
Well, they got to get their
2 in a row the first time.
Well, they're going to get their their defensive press set up with a 1-2-2. And again, Central's got to do a better job of just crossing over half court, picking their dribble up, and then trying to throw it back to the middle. They got to do a little bit better ball movement, get that defense switching sides.
And when you get that ball movement, a lot of times that comes without even having to put the ball down on the floor.
Right. You just need to move it around a little bit and then look diagonal. Wow.
Coach, you drew it up. As Washington gets the ball underneath to Harris, and a foul. What a great job as the double tried to get down to Washington in the corner, but it didn't get there in time. He recognized it and found wide open Harris.
Yeah, Jurgaitis got there and found himself in a bad spot, and unfortunately was whistled for his first foul. But another big thing about it is it's team number 6, so from now on the Wolves will be shooting 1-and-1 until they get the team number foul 10.
So Harris with the shot is up and good. Finishing off the three-point play the old-fashioned way. And again, don't like it. They're going to the mouth with the quiet down and let your actions speak.
Well, we say that, and as your guidance would say, I'll take a quick three. That's a little bit quicker than probably Coach Walker would have liked.
Hurst with a nice shot. Can't get it to drop, though. Nice backside rebound for the Western Warriors. And travel?
No, we got one or the other.
Oh.
You either got fouled into the travel because you didn't travel until you got fouled. So take your pick. And as I mentioned, Failing as being my key player, I think, for the game. And he's had a great first half. As that'll be 2 fouls on Parker Smith. As Failing will go to the line for 1 and 1.
Yes.
They must not believe in any offensive rebounds on free throws. They must be playing some percentage points here.
Well, they must feel very comfortable and confident that they're going to be making free throws. Looks like Baranek back into the game.
Baranek back in. They're going to be matching up a little bit. He adds a nice three-point shot to the offense for Central between the slashers. As Failing hits the first. We'll get the bonus. The old-fashioned 1 and 1.
5 for 5. To my recollection on all their free throws right now, they are dialed in.
Frost missed the first one, so
okay.
I know your recollection and your advocacy.
7 of 8.
Yes.
So
yes, this is
not carry the knot. That's pretty good free throw shooting. So now they get the ball to Washington. He gets the ball across midcourt.
That ball was not across midcourt. That's why he was able to do what he did.
As Washington goes to the hole, puts it up a little bit short, and boy, do not have that reach there on that. That could very easily have picked up number 3.
94 feet from the basket, just not a situation that you want.
Wow, what a great look. Draw the defense and hand it off to Kench.
Look diagonal, look diagonal, look diagonal. There you go. Now try and get into your offense. Don't panic. You should be able to go by him. Now you went right to the corner where you don't want to go.
And again, just a little bit
frustration
out of control,
right now, yeah.
And he's like, somebody else has got to rotate out. I only had one option here. And just not on the same page on that last sequence.
If you notice what they did, though, they kept it all on the left side of the floor. They didn't let them get touches on both sides. If you don't get touches on both sides, you don't make the defense move to both sides.
Frost has that ball go away. And that ball is going to be last touched by Frost. And that's where your center official is the one that has to look at it. Your lead official, where he's coming towards you, can't see that. He's blocked by bodies. So great communication by the officials.
I think these guys have done a nice job here in the first half of basketball. As a near turnover by your guy that just torments people back there with his long arms.
And again, the half-court pressure and the half-court traps are starting to cause Central some unforced turnovers.
Yeah, and when you get turnovers like that, you're just not getting shots, you know, and that's where you've had your chance right now, is getting some shots, getting some triples go down for yourselves. Flan back on the floor for the Warriors, number 15. Kench out top with a big screen for Frost. Cole Wilson back on the floor for the...
Squared up, ready to go, and makes it happen. He chirps at the Central crowd. I just don't like where this is going right now, because there's going to be something for one or the other teams that's going to cause. Oh, Jamario lost it on his way up. And coming back, they're going to go back up top. L.J. McCullough's going to reset the offense.
Got to get some touches right here, both sides of the floor.
As Kent Washington is going to get his own miss and goes to the hole with great hustle. He started to go back and thought, I can get after this. Great play.
Nice job. Good energy again coming back off. Needed something to go through. He hit a free throw earlier, or excuse me, a little jumper in the lane, a little 8-footer. Again, Kent's the big body setting the screen up top as Wilson and Jurgaitis will change a little bit again. Washington got to be a little more careful with potentially his third foul.
Boy, great look that time, just unable to finish for Phelan. At the other end, they had Harris open, and unfortunately, airmailed that pass.
And Hurston will take a seat in favor of A.J. Kaznowski. So they bring in Luke Gall, another tight end, body-wise for Western, number 32, and you're going to see him set some good screens. Again, you're going to look for some screens for your Gaitis. He's going to set a ball screen for Frost. As long as he moves, doesn't move, he's going to be all set. He's still not a body you want to run into by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, that's for sure. You got to watch out for Frost, too, because coming down the floor, he was using that off arm to get himself a little separation. You don't want to give anything for them to consider. Yep, ball goes that way, and that's a good call. They get together and get it right.
I think, the little reach around, I mean, that's just an old school playground. You get beat or you're just out of position and throw around, and sometimes you get the ball, sometimes you don't. I remember we never could call foul on that one.
No, that's all ball every time.
You better toughen up.
Frost in the corner, can't get it. Look at Kazanowski coming. Picks up the rebound and was going to go to the outlet and decided, hey, I'll just cruise the ball down the floor myself. Bronick wide open for a 3-ball, a little bit off the mark. Harris with the long rebound out to L.J. McCullough. That ball looks like it's a little off the mark as well. Look at the long rebound coming down to Cam Washington.
Now they got to get some movement. Minute and a half, under 90 seconds left here in half number one. A.J. lines one up. Still would have liked to get a little bit more ball movement, make that Western defense move a little bit.
They did slide to the right side of the floor, though, so they did get side-to-side motion in that offensive set. Frost down in the wing right now. Great job by Harris.
Travel,
and they're going to say an offensive foul. Harris had himself absolutely perfectly positioned, used his body and his verticality.
I thought you could have went either way. The travel, the offensive foul, the elbow to try to get yourself in a position. Too many players don't just believe in their little baby hook to keep your body separated. They always want to try and square shoulders up.
As Kazanowski thought about the triple in the corner, that's a shot that he could certainly make. And then Bronick with a frustration foul will send the Western Warriors back to the free throw line.
Yeah, it's a frustration foul, but again, go back to the entire part of it. You trapped yourselves in the corner. Quit going to the corner. That's where the Western defense wants you to go. Stop going to the corner. Deep corner, I'm talking.
Cole Wilson at the free throw line. Misses the free throw. And with 50 ticks left in the first half. And again, doing a great job of getting out of the double team. Kazanowski, no problem with this one. That's his spot in the corner. Tickling the twine on the trifecta.
Well, that's a big pass. Good find by Bronick. And they're going to call that one on LJ. And although I will give him a 7.8 on the land,
I would say that the U.S. judge gave him a 9.75, and that was another 50-50 call there.
Well, I think if these guys are going to talk at halftime from an adjustment standpoint, they're going to say, hey, look, you got a lot of elbows, a lot of shoulders, a lot of shoulder dipping going on right now. If we're going to call it one way, we're going to have to call it the other way. Just got to be careful.
And again, a little different look. They actually put somebody at the line.
Oh, no, they're changing everything up.
Cow.
He's not going to know what's happening.
I believe, to my knowledge, though, the first free throw of this half is the only one that Western has missed. Frost with a really nice trajectory on that next shot. It goes up and good and puts them back up by one with 30 ticks left in the first half.
Again, you want to look on this. Look diagonal. Again, there you go. Nice diagonal. Find Kazanowski.
That one's off the mark. Look at Harris, though. He gets that thing back. No shot. And we are going to have a 1-and-1 as Washington is going to go to the free throw line.
And Frost picks up number 2.
That's a big foul for him.
Yeah, well, it is because, again, do you want to give up the layup and give up the lead, or do you want to, potentially put him at the free throw line for a 1-and-1 and see if Cam can sink a couple here?
Well, again, arguably Central's best shooter. Putting him at the free throw line is the medicine for him. It gives him an opportunity to get on track.
Well, that was a nice splash right there as Schultz will come back in. Kench comes back in. Faley comes back in.
Frost is probably going to go sit.
No, they're going to try and keep their offensive guys out there. They want to try and get take the lead into halftime, get a little momentum.
Both coaches working hard, talking with the officials right now. Washington with his second free throw attempt. This is in. It'll give Central a 1-point lead here, 31-30. Bend to the knees, flick of the wrist. Oh, Cotton on the delivery.
So now the big thing for Frost is right here, not to get it.
And you're going to have Walker with a great timeout as the Central went to the double team. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV. Inside, outside, or even in your home, there are lots of ways to enjoy amazing food from Bay City Bills. Our dining room is ready for you, and we are ready for you with takeout too. Stop in to Bay City Bills at 1215 Michigan Avenue or find us on Facebook or at www.baycitybills.com to see our full menu. All right, back as we take a look at the Central bench. Coach Doobie draws a little something up here for the last 12 seconds of this first half.
I think I would have taken Cam off the floor, and LJ, I believe he has 2. I think I would have taken both those guys off of the floor. He's got a lot of footwork moving here. And he gets called.
He got a 5-second call.
The fact is he's moving his touches a lot over there on the sideline.
Well, you got 3 feet. You can move.
Well, you can move, but not sure you can move more than the 3.
Nope, and I just think he was moving his feet, but I think he stayed within that 3-foot parameter. As Washington is double teamed, he goes under to Harris. He's going to be fouled on the play. He got away with shuffling the tootsies before he went to the hole. Central up by 1 with 4.1 ticks left in our first half of play. Jamario Harris will shoot 2.
That'll be Kench's first foul. Foul trouble sneaking up. Washington played the entire second quarter with his 2. Still played aggressive as first free throw up and good for Harris. Again, we'd like to see Washington get off of the court for at least the last 4.1 seconds. LJ the same way, get away.
I think Coach Doobie says, you know what? He's been on the varsity for 4 years. He should know right now what he needs to do, and they trust that he makes good choices.
Yeah, well,
both free throws good. Frost is going to come down the floor. Schultz tried to get rid of that. Kazanowski at the buzzer! Off the mark.
A little bit.
At the end of our first half of play, Central 33, Western 30. Back in a minute. And we'll take a look at what we did in the first half, and we're looking forward to the second half here on Bay County TV.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Back at the Village Towing halftime show, Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham along with me. Back and forth in the first half. Both teams kept answering the bell.
Yeah, I don't think either team has gotten a lead more than 4 points, and I think that was even short-lived at the point. So you're sitting in a situation where you're in a battle. You're in a heavyweight fight. You're in a middleweight fight. Whatever kind of fight you're in a fight right now. And I think if you're looking at it from Western, Failing stepped up. Frost does what he does. It's going to take your guidance. It's going to take Kent getting something done. It's going to take maybe an unsung hero here in the second half, maybe a Cole Wilson, maybe a Noah Flan off the bench. They're going to need somebody to help Failing. They're going to need somebody to help Frost to get him over the hump. I thought Central on the flip side played well. Washington was out the first 2 minutes of the game with the second foul. He had 2 points when he exited. But the team really stepped up. Parker Smith hit a couple shots. Baranek with a big three. Kaznowski with a big three. They've been able to stay in the game. I think Jamario's played well down low. He's been able to go up a couple of times, put the ball back on some rebounds. But I think they're playing a great basketball game, staying composed. And again, we've talked about that before. Second half, it's going to get a little warmer in here. It's going to get a little louder in here. The team that maintains their composure, as I said at the top of the show, the team that maintains their composure will win this basketball game.
And the meaningful possessions down the stretch. Both these teams are fairly new into the year. They haven't had all success yet this year, so which team can manage the possessions, because I believe this one's going to go down to the last minute of the game.
I think so too, and I think if you look at past history, you've got a lot of experienced players on both sides of the floor. Now that doesn't always translate to victories. They haven't had a lot of winning success, but they have a lot of experience. So they both are thinking the same thing. I believe that they're both thinking the same thing, and what I say is in terms of they want to figure out and get this, basically their win tonight, and really use it as a springboard for the rest of their season.
Washington playing the entire second quarter without picking up number 3 is huge, and we're missing out on some of the dance team stuff that popped out there really quick. So we're going to put the wraps on this halftime show and see if we can pick up some of that action. Back in a moment with all the second half, and we'll slide right into some dance team. Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs.
Life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Back here as we're ready to go with the second half.
I always enjoy when players come on the floor in the second half and one goes to one official, one goes to another official. Yeah, it's like going to your boxing referee. Hey, he's hitting me.
Yeah, keep an eye on this. Watch for that. LJ with a great extra step by. Soft touch off the glass for the deuce, and the first basket of the second half belongs to the Central Wolves.
Also the largest lead of the game for either team at 5 points. There they got a little ice action. Kent coming down the
Kent says, I'm not giving up on this, and what a soft touch from 5.
He gave that, brings the lead back to 3 for the Wolves, but he hesitated. He looked everybody else off. The defense let him go, and it was kind of like, well,
yeah, they took the step back. He said, I got a nice little soft touch I wanted to show off. That ball was last touched. I think it went off of Jamario's leg.
Yeah, I think it was a nice play being set up, and I think he was a little bit ahead of himself. Saw what should be a wide open shot, and unfortunately the ball just had a different mindset.
Central gets back into their man defense. They pick it up about the 3-point line. Trying to get that ball down to Frost and
try to flop.
LJ felt a little bit of contact, tried to do what he could. As Frost has got to watch that off elbow is a factor as well. How about 2 straight in a row for Kent?
It's like Greg Ostertag down there. Oh, I'm sorry, folks. I don't know if I have a current NBA player that I can give you a name of.
I said that was a good one. Baranik's going to put it up. And he kind of baby hooked it at the end. I just wanted him to drop the shoulder and get the contact. Nobody there that would have drawn the charge on that.
No, I thought for sure he kind of went in just a little too much of a push.
Here's the double team, and nice job as they get the ball back around the horn. Schultz with the long 3 ball. That's off the mark, and here's Cam Washington.
That's certainly not a shot you want to give him wide open on many occasions there.
He can shoot that ball very well. Look at the stop and go, and Frost is going to pick up the foul. What a great little shake and bake in the corner by Washington. Froze the defender and strung to the hole.
Very good hesitation as they're going to look for be foul number 3 on Frost, as you mentioned. Going to keep him in the game. I think that would be wise of Coach Walker to do right now. I don't think he wants to dip into the bench. As I say that, Noah Flan steps off. First free throw by Washington.
Boy, on that first free throw from Washington, I just didn't like the way he stood at the line. He was backpedaling as he let that ball go. Boy, just kept those feet set and let it fly, and after it's gone, you could move around a little bit. Let's see if he makes a better adjustment on the second free throw. Much better job, and he comes up a little bit short, but he knew where his rebound was going. Finds the 3 ball in the corner, can't get that one to drop. And they're going to have a third opportunity. Smith had that lane shut down in a hurry. He was lucky to put the brakes on and reset the show.
Well, again, now you just reset it. Let's run something. Let's get some touches on, again, both sides of the floor. Let's do everything that we got to do to get that defense moving.
Baranik has Schultz on him, and
nice pass.
Jamario, he's going to go put it up.
You got to be able to finish that little touch
soft.
A lot of things there right there I thought could have changed. I thought Baranik had a nice wraparound pass. I thought the pass down to Jamario, he had Schultz on him at first. By the time he put the ball on the floor without just turning and going up, unfortunately, it took too much time.
And there's the extra pass. And Baranik was coming up top, little miscommunication.
Well, you got to rotate to the top. You got to have somebody that's going to be the first man back. So, just definitely in a situation where you stay planted waiting for it.
Warriors with their first opportunity to retake the lead in a while.
As quick as
Failing gets the ball back, and in that spot, he's tough to beat. But here comes 2-on-1 the other way, and they're going to finish with a basket. What a great job. Draw the defense. Let Washington go to the hole, and he's going to finish.
Yeah, you would have liked, Washington would have liked to have a little alley-oop action for his crowd. But, right now you're in a neck-and-neck game with your rival. Make the layup.
You want the sure dues.
Smith playing some really solid defense on Schultz. As Schultz will airmail it out to, what, third grader?
Yep.
Little failing over there, little failing family member.
That might have been. He says, I'll be all hands. I'll be on the all hands team. I'm going to get that ball. If you were at Coryell Field, son, you'd have been able to get a free box of popcorn from that. But nope, we're here at Bay City Central.
And we're just going to take it back.
Harris spin. Gets the ball back. And boy, what a nice move to the hole. Going up strong. And it looks like I think Failing will get the foul.
Yeah, I tell you, the ability that he has to get up off of the floor as quick as he does, Very impressive, and I think the more he plays basketball year after year that I watch him, he just seems to be more comfortable with what he's capable of doing. You're not going to see him take a lot of bad shots, outside shots. He knows he's undersized as a post player per se. However, his jumping ability reminds me of a guy named DeAndre Hewlett from Saginaw Arthur Hill, who used to catch the ball with his back to the basket, would jump up, turn, and be able just to softly put the ball off the basket, and you couldn't jump with him.
Coach, you're going into the archives tonight at a lot of levels. Was both free throws missed?
Oh, I love me some old school basketball.
Down 3 with possession. The Western Warriors approaching the 4-minute mark here of the third. Schultz thought better of that shot. Boy, Cam doesn't want to get caught with that. You get that reach around, and one of those you're going to get called for. And I don't know why you put yourself in that position.
Not worth the risk, as Frost will come back in, replaces Schultz with 4:08 left here in quarter number 3.
And again, maybe Frost spends 3 minutes on the bench. The game slows down a little bit, and what a beautiful delay. Coming around the screen, right straight to the glass for a quick, easy deuce.
Screen the screener action. It always seems to get you one shot per game. Opportunity, one shot opportunity per game. As Washington being hounded by Jurgaitis. Again, throws the ball. And then now he'll get Failing, which will be number 3 on Failing.
Boy,
attacking the basket.
Does such a nice job using that off arm to just touch and deflect that defensive arm. And there's contact there, and he earns 2 at the stripe.
Yes, he does. But again, what are you doing? You're not settling for 3-point shots. You're attacking the rim. You're getting the ball to Harrison down low, letting him have an opportunity. Great pass to a cutting Washington that last time.
Boy, he's got a nice stroke at the free throw line, too.
Yeah, we just talked about his last ones where he didn't seem to be in tune with himself at the line and didn't look uncharacteristic of Cam Washington.
He's corrected that from his first free throw attempt of his last trip to the line.
And it puts the lead at 2, 38-36.
And again, when he's stationary, he's got a nice stroke.
So you got Kent, you got Frost, you got Falon, you've got Cole Wilson and Miles Jurgaitis on the floor for the Warriors at this moment. Got a little dribble weave action, hands by Parker. May have embellished the fall on the land, but definitely a foul there.
There's contact there.
Just take the foul. Is Vince McMahon in the house? Are we?
4 fouls already for Western here in the third quarter.
And legitimate. We're not talking. I mean, they've been legitimate fouls.
Now, as a coach, you're going to be saying to the official, it's 4-0 on fouls right now, and I'm going to say, Coach, I don't have anything to do with that. I'm just calling the game.
Yeah.
And I don't look up there to know who's got 4 and who's got none. I'm just calling the game. Nice job. Look at L.J. McCullough using a little shake and bake, a little stop and go with a soft kiss off the glass.
Got one more person to get around here.
He just had great control over that.
Lead back to 5 for the Wolves.
Nice
Bronick with the long rebound, pushes it up to LJ. This is opportunity right here for them to extend their largest lead of the game. And who better do you want shooting it?
Boy, just
off, but yeah.
He tips his chest and said, I could have made a better decision there, but, he felt like he could make it, and he's got the okay to shoot it. That's going to be a block. Harris just couldn't get there in time. Frost is going to go to the free throw line and shoot a pair.
I think, if you're looking at Jamario, I think Jamario, where he's going. He's going to the basket. Just get there a half a second quicker and just wait for it. He's going to run you over because that's what he wants to do. That's where he's going. We're funneling to you.
He's definitely going to come. It looks like maybe Cam might have a little blood on his jersey.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have Katie, the trainer, will be put to action. He's going to run to the locker room and put it under some cold water. I think he's going to be in a little bit of a hurry.
I would say he's either going to put that thing under a little water, or he may just come up with another number 2 jersey.
Yeah, because I'm sure they have so many Nike jerseys laying in the back. I think a couple of things here. One, I may, depending on my timeout usage I had in the first half, I may have burned one there just to I don't want him off the floor very long, and if I can steal a minute here and
that's a little hydrogen peroxide will pull that out. Nice job by Frost at the free throw line to bury a pair, and it's 41-38, Central by 3. Little token three-quarter court pressure once again. Smith loses the ball, and here come the Western Warriors down the floor. Ugaitis is fouled on the play.
Fallon fouled on the play.
All right. Noah's one of the quicker kids on the floor.
Yeah, and he had a nice little hesitation there, and Smith was just caught again on the backside of it. You throw a little hesitation in there, and next thing you know, you're getting called for a foul.
Down 3 with possession. Nice job by Central again. Doing a great job defensively, keeping the hands up, and a little backdoor cut to the hole. And that was a beautiful basket by Wilson.
Yeah, I tell you what, Grandpa Bob Scher, he just put a smile on his face.
Bob, he's a long-time coach out at Western, amongst other places. And Fallon, look at him tiptoeing, and he ends up on the line. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor. I believe Western is going to take a 30-second timeout after they say that Fallon did a great job, but he just had his big toe on the line. We'll take a break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
All right, back on BCTV is Bay County Sports Hall of Fame. Tom Sullivan in the house tonight. He's a regular attendee. That spot, I think, has got his name on it down there in the corner.
Certainly has his butt marks there.
He's seen a few games from there. 1-point game. Western with another opportunity to take the lead. And Frost is going to try and go up. Has Smith take that ball away. And
well, I was a little mistaken there because I thought for sure that Fallon's foot was on the line. There must have been a ball on the line. But either way, the lead goes back up to 3 as McCullough with a UCLA cut gets the ball back on the nice give and go there. And
I believe what they may have had was the timeout prior to anything happening with him going out of bounds.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to guess. As they go back up top right now, long look. Shot is off the mark by the Western Warriors as Wilson put that ball up. LJ, look at him put the brakes on. Fight for the loose ball. Kazanowski drops it off the foot of number 15, Noah Fallon.
He was just looking to throw that off of somebody from the brown uniform.
Boy, and when you're standing there, you almost don't want to square up when somebody's trying to toss that ball off of you.
No.
You have parts that are susceptible, shall we say. LJ gets the ball 28 feet from the basket as he backs up now to reset the offense.
Up 3. Make sure you get something good.
Smith says, I think what I got's good, and just a little bit strong as the long rebound comes down to Fallon.
Schultz bringing it back into the front court for the Warriors.
Boy, LJ gets around that screen very, very well.
Slender's his body.
As Fallon's trying to take Kazanowski. Schultz trying to go to the hole, and he's going to have a travel. He said, I tried the Euro step, coach.
Well, you can do that in, Germany and Spain and France, but here in the old United States, they still frown upon the extra step.
Well, and when you talk Euro step, the best explanation I got for that is if the pivot foot that you're leaving touches the ground before the ball is released, then it's travel.
Correct, and it's where you gather the ball at with your hands to make which pivot foot is your pivot foot. Which one is going to be your legal foot, because once that foot leaves the ground, you have to shoot it or you have to pass it before it hits the ground.
So Kazanowski is going to give that ball back to LJ. Watch out for the double team there. As he's going to dribble through it. Smith wide open for a long 3 ball. Squared up the feet, tickled the twine on the try.
I tell you what, 46-40, the 6 points, biggest lead of the game for the Wolves.
As that shot goes up at the buzzer, After 3 quarters of play, Central 46, Western 40. Back for what should be a grand and glorious final 8 minutes of regulation right here on Bay County TV.
Thinking about high-quality education with highly qualified teachers and a wide variety of quality programs? Look no further than Bay City Public Schools.
There's wonderful teachers, wonderful educators, administrators. It's a great place to go to school.
We include everybody and we have a very diverse student base.
At Bay City Public Schools, the teachers are truly there to see the students succeed.
Bay City Public Schools, exceptional opportunities for all. Call us to enroll today, 989-686-9700.
Back here on Bay County TV as you look at Coach Doobie in the Central bench again. He's telling the players right now, Coach, he says, finish what you started.
Defensively, this is by far their best game of the year. The first 2 games right around the 80-point mark against a tough Midland Dow team. But they got an opportunity right now. They're up 6 going into quarter number 4.
So your Gaitis inbounds the ball to Frost here to start the 4th. Boy, Frost going to the hole, and Cam Washington, I think he's going to have him, should have been on the floor to me before he even decided to go up. But Washington, he had 2 fouls in the first 139 of the first quarter, and this is only his first foul since.
No, they gave it to Kaznowski, so he still had 2. You're not refereeing up here, man. You need to let...
Well, there was 2 people there, but I thought for sure that's where they were going to get it.
50-50.
Well, obviously it was 51-49 Kaznowski. Frost with the first of 2 free throws. To my knowledge, he's got the only miss tonight.
Nope, Cole Wilson on the front end of the 1-on-1.
Yep. See, I'm just along with you. They're shooting a pretty good abacus number, though.
They are. That's one of the reasons that it's a 4-point deficit right now. Again, you want to look diagonal, so you want to space your floor. You're going to wait for the trap. There it comes. Go to the middle, get a little hop step.
Smith wide open for the 3 ball again. Can't get it to drop. Look at the tenacity going after the ball. Camp says, I'm going to do a step back 3. I'm going to look at it. I think he spent too much time looking at it. But LJ McCullough with a rebound and a putback for the deuce. Boy, and that one's going to frustrate Coach Walker because they did everything right defensively there, just couldn't come up with the rebound.
No, you're right. You talk about...
Oh, my. They're going to call him on the arm there, and he had a better look than I did, but I saw a whole lot of Wilson there.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they blew the whistle. I thought maybe they would even get a jump ball, yeah. Wow. We're thinking alike.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Yeah, you're really lowering your standards there, Coach.
Camera's smoking. I don't know what's going on.
Frost at the free throw line again. Double iron in and out.
Well, this is going to be, he had that 21 points for the game. He's leading all scorers at this particular moment, and he's probably had about 8 to 10 from the free throw line. So he's
had pretty quiet game point-wise, even though he's got a lot of points.
Right. Shot-wise, he's not hit a lot of the big shots that we saw him last year when he went for 36 here at Bay City Central Gymnasium. Again, you want to have spacing and you want to go look diagonal, not necessarily parallel.
Boy, this one's going to go down. He took a good look at it, and boy, he missed again. And you got LJ coming from the off wing, attacking the glass, and Coach Walker says, man, twice in a row, I couldn't get somebody to put a body on him.
No, you're going to have to find somebody that's going to be able to match with his wiry body, but he's so agile. He makes such good moves, good motions, good activity. It really makes it tough for you to guard him and find him.
Well, and he's picked up a couple of college football scholarships recently as well, so he's got some decisions to make here in the coming weeks.
Well, you know, the big thing about it we always talk about is get the grades, get it done in the classroom, and the college opportunities will come.
We call him the professor, as he wears those glasses in the hallway and has that studious look. And boy, this is a great matchup between the two.
Athlete and athlete.
Yep. You've got 2 superior athletes. And an offensive foul on Schultz. Had the right idea. You just can't slide your feet when you're making that screen.
It's the screen, and then it's as quick as you try and pop away from you. You just get set. We tell kids all the time in our camps, your number one job is to get set. That's what a screen is. Your job isn't to run into the contact. And Jurgaitis got away with one right there.
Are they going to get Frost for number 4?
Nope, they're going to get Jurgaitis for at least 3. Nope, only 2. No, he split them, and you get that left leg out, and LJ was able to run through the leg. So right now, made free throw here. Would have given them their largest lead, but as it stands, it stays at 6, and a pass off of Frost's hand. And again, that's not an easy pass. He's running one way, you're passing out to the outside hand. You got one hand going one way, one body going the other way.
It's just not a good angle pass.
No, we talked about that a lot during the girls' game earlier. You've got to maintain a better angle, passing angle, dribble angles. All the angles of the game of basketball are also important, as we have a timeout called by Bay City Central. And we'll take one right along with them here on BCTV.
Is your pain holding you back from things you enjoy, like playing with your grandchildren or participating in a sport? At Collier Chiropractic, we specialize in neck pain, back pain, headaches, or sciatica that won't go away. If you've tried chiropractic, you've tried physical therapy, you've gone to your medical doctor with no results, or you take medication and it doesn't even touch your pain, then put this number in your phone, give us a call, see how we're different at Collier Chiropractic Bay City.
Back here at the action, 6:33 left in the fourth quarter. Here comes Baranek. Is he going to try and finish? He gets the ball back to McCullough. McCullough's going to shake and bake and going to take it strong to the hole. He gives it to Harris, who uses the girth and sends it up and in for the deuce.
Such a quick bounce off the floor. Such a nice play. Good decision by Baranek. Didn't have what he thought he needed.
Boy, Frost through, and what an athletic play that time by Frost, using the left hand and kissing it up off the glass. Then he hustles back on defense and knocks the ball out of bounds. Boy, I think we're in for a great last 6:03 here. Central up by 6 right now, but you can just feel the energy in this gymnasium.
I tell you, if Washington gets one of these threes to drop, you're gonna hear this. It's gonna be like Ford Field on this past Sunday with the decibels. Make it louder, baby. Make it louder.
So he's saying, all right, take your time. We just started that 5-second count. Baranek's going to go to the corner, gives that ball to LJ. Boy, Smith's thinking about it from way downtown. Look at Cam Washington. He's going to be fouled on the play, and he's going to go back to the free throw line again, as he just did a nice job of going up over the top of Schultz without going onto the body.
Yeah, Jurgaitis had position on the inside, so if you watch this, the thing you need to see is he didn't go up for it. He just was standing there. You know, that's the thing about rebounding. It drives me nuts when kids say, I was in position. No, you weren't. You were in front of the person. That doesn't establish your position. You need to go up. You need to hit and then go up. That's Tom Izzo 101.
Looks like Kazanowski will be coming in for Washington if he makes the second free throw.
I think it's a good decision right now. Get him take a couple of deep breaths. Last couple of shots have been kind of tough. And again, off again. You know, he's struggling a little bit with the outside shot, struggling with the free throws the last couple of times at the charity stripe.
So down 6 with possession. Frost looking to take control here. Got Harris on him. They're going right down underneath. Nice job, McCullough. Goes up defensively, and there's some contact. And that is going to send Kench back to the line.
That'll be foul number 3 on LJ. Again, that 5:27 left. You don't want him to stop playing a certain way right now. You want him to keep playing hard and hope to God he doesn't pick up number 4, because he's had a heck of a second half tonight.
Kench with the first of 2, bringing him back to within 5. Kazanowski in right now for Washington. He'll probably have a blow for about 60 seconds.
Yeah, if they can maybe get a couple of slow free throws on at the same time, I think you might even get him in a little quicker.
So both free throws good. Western very, very good tonight at the free throw line.
Back to within a 4-point lead. Again, don't stop there and look diagonal. Look. Brady was thinking about shooting from the SVL logo. And they'll get Kench right there, and that'll put Smith at the free throw line. And Schultz checking back in for the Warriors.
I think the last 5 minutes and 10 seconds are going to take a little time here tonight.
Well, as long as we get it right.
Yep.
If we could take our time, we get paid by the show. We don't get paid by the hour.
Look at Cam. He's coming back in that quick. Boy, Central not doing themselves any favors at the free throw line in the second half.
Not in the slightest. And then we talked about how when you start getting into a situation where you start missing 7, 8 free throws in a single possession game, man, that's the difference between a win and a loss.
So Frost trying to make it happen, and Coach Smith got one in the face and was able to wipe it off. Big old 3-ball, and that one is missed. Goes out of bounds. Smith can't haul it in. Another opportunity for the Western offense. Down 4 with all 4s left on our fourth quarter clock. They're ready to inbound the ball. Central's going to definitely protect the basket, not allowing an easy one. And that ball was last touched.
We got a, well, it's a delay of game warning, so it's going to be a technical foul. Should be a technical foul.
So, yep, they're going to say he reached out of bounds. It's the second one that's happened, so it's going to be 2 shots in possession.
Well, we talked about technicals earlier, and that wasn't the type of technical I was talking about. Unfortunately, it's still a technical foul. And we talked about in the first quarter how quick it happened, how early it happened, and get that first warning. Just really puts a situation where you try to make the right read, try to make the right decision, and you get caught. And that is one right there as a coach I can accept versus touching it after you make a layup or making a shot. It just, I mean, not that I like the call or like my players that do that, but it's one that I.
If you're without the first one, though, this one has no meaning.
Correct. And then you just back them up and angle them a little bit. But again, you're going to talk about it. We talk about it in our youth league. You cannot cross the line, hands straight up.
And it's going to be a situation where after the free throw, it's going to go opposite table midcourt. And Western's getting 2 points and possession of the ball with an opportunity to tie or take the lead.
With the clock staying at 4:44.
This is a big, big turnabout in the game. We'll take a break and be back in a moment on BCTV. Inside, outside, or even in your home, there are lots of ways to enjoy amazing food from Bay City Bills. Our dining room is ready for you, and we are ready for you with takeout too. Stop in to Bay City Bills at 1215 Michigan Avenue or find us on Facebook or at www.baycitybills.com to see our full menu. Back on Bay County TV, Jeff Doden and Jason Newsham, Jim Davenport on the camera, Nick Page producing and directing. Like to thank our sponsors, Collier Chiropractic, Frank's Great Outdoors, Village Towing, Bay City Bills, Bay City Public Schools, and the All Saints Booster Club. Great sponsors. And oh yes, as you pull a little closer here, this could be the key play in the game. Our Village Towing key play in the game with 2 free throws and possession. Western has an opportunity to erase that 6-point deficit that they had about 20 seconds ago.
Tie the game or take the lead. Both options are on the table in this offensive possession for the Warriors. Woo, we're going to be in for a doozy here in the last 4:44.
This is fun. Schultz brings it up over the timeline against Smith. Sending it off to Frost. He has that ball go off his leg, but he's able to corral it and stay down on the ground. Schultz tried to get a little fancy there and couldn't make it happen. Nice job by LJ. Veronic wide open for a 3-ball, and he just could not dial it in. Had the feet squared up and made it happen, but
I think just a little rushed. I thought it was the right read, but again, you've got to be ready.
So Frost has that ball partially blocked. And here comes Bay City Central with 4 minutes left in regulation.
Well, they were able to escape the possibility. That's a nice pass, nice find. And again, DeMario up quick off his tootsies in for a layup. Puts the lead back to 4 with just 3 minutes and 47 seconds left.
Wide open for a 3-ball just off the front iron. Look at Harris at the other end, too. Got the Windex out and cleaned the glass. Veronic back up top. LJ McCullough gets it over to Smith on the left-hand wing.
Oh, they left Veronic open on the switch.
Cam Washington wide open for the 3-ball. Nicholson Twine on his first three-pointer in a while.
Well, it's been his first three-pointer, pushes the lead to 7, and we knew one of them had to go in. Odds were in his favor. One of them was going to go.
Boy, and that's his favorite spot, is in the corner. Now Frost is trying to take Harris off the dribble, who's doing a really nice job defensively. Smith defensively, too, nearly comes up with a steal. Now they're going to get that ball back in after scrambling. Halen gets it off the feet of Tench. Well, and that's going to go out of bounds and back over to Central.
Bounce pass off the knee to the third row.
Is that thing just
a little bit too much velocity? Again, playing a little bit tense a little bit here in quarter number 4.
As Bay City Central taking their time coming up the floor right now. L.J. McCullough says, I'm going to send that ball back up top. Parker Smith wanting to take it strong to the hole with a nice little drop step and a kiss off the glass.
Easy,
with a natural
it wasn't
lefty.
a drop step, it was a step through. Come on now.
Step through.
Step through. Drop would have turned his back to the, come on.
All right, Coach.
Good Lord, let's give them some crudes. 9-point lead.
As we got down, we're going to have an offensive foul on Frost.
And LJ just looked over to Coach Doobie, who's feeding the system over there.
And Coach Walker, he's got the coat off, he's got the tie off. He's down 2 layers right now. That's sometimes on the floor where you got the C on the other side of the floor has the best look at what's going on.
Again, I think the one thing that you're looking at, quit throwing the ball without going to the angle.
Ironic. Couldn't get her out.
That
Schultz.
Was the first foul that Cam had. Long rebound, you had position. What were you doing?
Now we're
What were you thinking?
Walk to the other end of the floor, and again, a chance to score points with no time coming off the clock for the Western Warriors.
Well, they got the lead to 9, and exciting. Got the crowd into it, and now we're going to see if Western can make a run here with 2 minutes left. Again, not out of the game. I don't know how many timeouts these guys get.
They get 5. They're going to use them all. You can't take any home with you. We'll take a break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Just looking back at the scorers table right now, 2 of the finest in the business at the table right now. Eric Depot in the middle and Gib Garcia, as they do all the varsity games at Central. Very appreciative of those gentlemen's efforts, as they're 2 fine, upstanding citizens as well. Thanks there, Gib, for the smile. You're worthy of such, and now it's time for Schultz to make some big free throws.
You know, a couple of these right now, you're at a 3-possession game, so even knocking one of these doesn't help that standpoint. You're still a 3-possession game, but certainly want to start slicing and dicing your way down. And Bryant's going to get a warning right there as he made contact with the shooter. You can't contact the shooter until the ball hits the rim, and if you do it, it is going to be called a foul.
Okay.
So you're boxing out. You have to basically assume box out position until the ball hits the rim, and then
contactless position.
Exactly.
Nice 2 for 2 at the free throw line for Schultz.
Well, we talk about this all the time with Coach Gwiz. 3-possession game right now. You want to make sure you take care of the basketball, and this is going to just be a layup.
Boy, and under control. Didn't race to the hole. Knew that he was going to be uncontested. Put it up very confidently. Back to a 9-point game right now. Frost has got to be careful. He doesn't try and do it all on his own. As they get it back failing, he puts up a long 3 ball. Cannot get it. And fight. I love to hear the old skin on the floor. That means you are definitely selling out on that
You're doing
play.
something. You're doing something.
Boy, another break for Western as they get another offensive possession.
135 and tick, 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 tick for the Wolves.
Boy, Frost with a really nice look. He called it. The bank's open. Kissing it off the glass for the 3.
And that was big. Now it's a 6-point lead. Not only is it a 6-point lead, it's a 2-possession game.
And it's going to be back over to Bay City Central. And I think that was the right call, but that official in that position was really, really close to it and didn't really have a great look on it. So now we go back up to Harris. They're going to give that ball to Cam Washington now, and Bailing's all over him defensively. He's going to the hole, and he wanted to slam that thing home for an exclamation. He traveled.
Yeah, he pirouetted and pirouetted to nobody.
Well, if that thing would have gone in and put them back up by 8 points, this place would have gone nuts.
And it would have just walked off. We're good. We're good.
So now it looks like they're going to allow McCullough to stand out here, and the professor, he's going to stick up out top and going to burn off a little bit of clock. As here comes the double team, and he knows it's there. And we're going to have a timeout. Coach Doobie says, I don't like the way this one's looking with 53.6 seconds left. He goes, I got at least one timeout left. We're going to use it up 6 back in a moment on BCTV.
Come see the difference at Collier Chiropractic. We are a family-owned local business located in Bay City that offers innovative treatment and care for our patients. If you're in pain, stressed out, and you don't have time for that, taking care of your pain safely and naturally is what we do best. At Collier Chiropractic, we have an award-winning chiropractic and massage therapy team. We believe in delivering the best care and service to every patient. We offer same-day appointments, evenings, and Saturday morning appointments. If you've tried other chiropractic care, physical therapy, or even medication with no results, visit Collier Chiropractic.
Back here on Bay County TV, as we get an opportunity to see what at the moment is an excited Bay City Central student crowd, as they've got something to get excited about right now as they're up 6 and they're going to have possession. I think that was a great timeout for Coach Doobie to settle his team down and make certain that they understand in this possession what he wants.
Yeah, you got to start looking at the down and distance as well. You know, you got to make sure, take care of the ball. Your inbounding pass, make sure your screens are set. Make sure we're not committing anything on the illegal side. Make sure our screens are set. Make sure our cuts are good. Make sure our passing lanes are, all those things. And on the other side of it, don't foul. Do not stop the clock. Keep the clock going. And how many timeouts do we have? All those things have to be relayed to your players in that 1 minute of a timeout. And here's another smart move. Let's wipe the floor down. Let's get another 30 seconds and send our main administrator out there, our principal, Mr. Tim Marciniak. Let's find a couple more wet spots.
And other duties as assigned. I've seen him do it on many occasions.
That's what the job description says.
Whatever you need, I am ready, willing, and more than able. Mr. Marciniak, old Tim is in his last year here at Bay City Central, and boy, for the last 2 decades, he has sure been a staple here at Central and a treat to work with.
Tim Marciniak high. Not as good as Thomas Lincoln Handy, but I can see Tim Marciniak having a school.
All right, how about that, Tim Marciniak? You're doing a great job there as he gets a little prime time television.
We can't edit that one out. But I tell you what, that was great. Again, from Central's standpoint, you just got an extra 45 seconds.
So they're going to get that ball into the professor. And he's going to go Baronic strong to the hole. He gives it to Harris. What a great job. Draw the defender. Easy kiss off the glass for the deuce. Central up by 8. Frost going to the hole as it's a blow by. And the nice job by Central. Once he gets by, just let him have the deuce. Don't give him a chance for 3. Coach Walker takes a quick timeout. Hey, we'll take another break and thank some more of our great sponsors. Back in a moment on BCTV. Inside, outside, or even in your home, there are lots of ways to enjoy amazing food from Bay City Bills. Our dining room is ready for you, and we are ready for you with takeout too. Stop in to Bay City Bills at 1215 Michigan Avenue or find us on Facebook or at www.baycitybills.com to see our full menu. Back on Bay County TV, I'd like to thank our sponsors once again. Collier Chiropractic, Frank's Great Outdoors, Village Towing, Bay City Bills, Bay City Public Schools, and the All Saints Booster Club. So 6 great sponsors for the basketball season. Are happy that they could all be along. Central up by 6 with possession right now. You want to make sure that you have got your best free throw shooters touching the ball.
Free throw shooters, you want to make sure your best ball handler or inbounder is passing the ball inbounds. And certainly keep looking diagonal, and then you got to make them foul. We had a nice look there coming back from break as a travel. Yeah, okay, a nice look coming back from break on the Western fan base. Just waiting for something right now to come out of their seats.
With 29.3 ticks left, we just got to look at them, and there's a whole lot of basketball left to be played right now, but Western's got to come up with a basket on this possession.
2-possession game right now if they go in for the deuce, which and get the foul and you get the stop. You're going to call the foul on McCullough.
Thought it was the right call. Thought it was a little bit late on the call, but I think they got it right.
That'll be LJ's 4th foul. Stops the clock. 23 seconds left still. Even if you make them, you're still in a 2-possession game. Western at some point is going to have to foul. So maybe on this next time after the free throw.
Frost missed a big free throw. Again, we've talked over and over about Western's ability at the free throw line tonight. It's been exceptional.
Yeah, it's really kept them in the game. The free throw percentage has kept them in the game. And you've seen Central on the other side keeping Western in the game by not making as many of their free throws.
So one of the 2 is made. LJ McCullough gets the ball to Harris. And nice job that time. Washington didn't have anything there as he was a little too far under the basket. Says I'm better off to chew up a little clock.
Well, he's going to get 2 shots. Going to be called on Schultz. That'll be his 4th foul. But he's going to go to the line for 2 to push this back up to possibly 6 and maybe even a 7-point Central cushion.
This game approaching an hour and a half as well. We've had a couple of long ones here, but boy, this has been an exciting game right now. And Washington again with that opportunity, as you just said, to make it a 3-possession game with 14.5 ticks left.
These games are so much more fun for us to broadcast and even to go back and watch, even though we know the result. But it's just so nice to be able to have 2 competitive teams out there giving everything they have. You know, yeah, have a little adrenaline, have a little talk, and have a little trash here and there. Keep it clean for the most part, and go out there and play great basketball.
As now, again, a split of the 2 at the line. It's still a 2-possession game. Schultz with a step-back 3. Tickles the twine on the trifecta. They get the ball into Washington, and he's fouled with 2.3 seconds left.
Wish you would have had a timeout left. That's what the coaches are thinking right now. You wish you would have had one left.
63-60 is the score. And what you have got right now is basically 1 free throw wins this game.
Well, let's go back. You didn't need to inbound the ball. When the shot went through, there was 5 seconds left on the scoreboard. They rushed it in. Again, you get that mindset. You could have held it, waited till the 2-second mark, and threw it as far down the court as possible, and the game would be over. Now we just need 1 free throw. We'll seal the deal for the Central Wolves. And that is it.
That is the 2-possession game, and that one should, unless something crazy happens here, they get a 3-point shot off and a foul.
Just Coach Doobie's just like, don't even do. No, just stay. My team's on the floor. He's at the free throw line.
Yep. Don't move. Don't touch, flinch. Don't do anything.
Don't talk. Don't shush. Don't shush. Don't.
And the 3-pointer at the buzzer. That's all there is.
There is no more.
The first win of the season for the Bay City Central Wolves, as the congratulatory handshakes will take place. And then a pretty excited Santa hat-based Bay City Central crowd is going to come out and cheer their team on and congratulate them. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back. Nope, we'll keep it here for a minute. Let's see the excitement on the Central fan base as they get to come out and celebrate their first victory of the year. Look at a traffic cop out there directing traffic. Jim Marciniak says, hold on. Here come the fellas. They are going to come, and they're going to have fun. They are going to celebrate a phone on the floor. So Central celebrates. We'll take a quick break, and we're going to come back with our post-game show as they're going to be singing the Central fight song right now. Good evening and welcome back to the Bay City Public Schools post-game show. Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham. The game lived up to the billing, Coach.
It did. We talked about teams staying composed. I thought Central, once they were able to start breaking that press, not losing their composure. It wasn't always about technicals, but maintaining their composure, not turning it over. Found a couple of nice ways, found a nice scorer in Jamario Harris toward the end of the game. LJ really did a nice job in the second half. Cam Washington did what he did. He sealed the game. And, man, I tell you, back and forth. It could have went either way. And, Western, again, just like we saw in the girls' game, where Central couldn't quite catch up once they got down by 6. Western was in the same boat here. Once Central got ahead by 6 and 7, they'd get it to 4, they'd get it to 2, and then Central would make a quick push. So, great job.
The out-of-bounds play, which caused the technical, brought it to into with possession. We knew one way or another that was going to be a key moment in the fourth quarter.
We talked about it, and the thing about it is if you get the basket, you're tied. If you get a 3, you're winning. But the one thing you can't do is turn it over. And Central, in their defense, they did a great job doing their thing. And when they were able to withstand the technical, again, it was a non. What's the word I'm looking for? Non-confrontational. I can't think of the correct term. You're official, but it was a delay game, and so at the end of it, you get called for it. You get the free throws up, and you hate it. You feel awful at the moment because you don't know if you just gave your team the momentum away, but they were again able to withstand it and rebound back, and then still finish.
That being that point in the ball game. A team that wants to win has to come up with a way to make a play. They came up with a turnover, and that 2-point lead turned into 9 in the next minute.
Yeah, and I tell you what, it was nice to see, Cam Washington hit this first 3 from the corner, and he knew it was going in. He struggled a little bit with the shot tonight, free throw line and his jump shot, but once he was able to see that one go through, and again, I think Jamario Harris, Boronik on the out-of-bounds play to where he drove the baseline, came around, gave it to Harris, and Harris was able to go up with nobody in front of him. Little things like that, I think that's what's been missing for him, and they had some nice defensive stops. I thought they played well. Now can they continue and to get the carryover?
When you look at it from the Western standpoint, boy, right there all night long battling. Frost played out of his mind again tonight.
He did. He did what he had to do to try and will his team to a victory. He got to the free throw line where he did a lot of his damage. But last year what we saw him, he was hitting a lot of jump shots last year, a lot of threes last year coming off the screens. They did a nice job of icing him, forcing him up a little bit higher. They had to change a couple things on their offense to try. But then he's so tough that when he gets to the basket, and he's like I said, Minnesota Fats. He's got so much English on the ball, and he's able to contort his body in ways that my back hurts watching him play going to the basket.
Stretches of the ball game, Coach Doobie used Harris defensively against him just as another look, and I think that caused some problems for Frost.
Well, when you've got a guy that's squaring up across from you who's equally as athletic, maybe not be as basketball skilled, but as equal as athletic, you're not afraid of those screens when you have to switch on, when you have to put Harris on him, and it's almost invited, So, good decision right there by not forcing the hedge and the release or the help and the recover, whatever you want to call it. But on the flip side of it, Frost did everything he possibly could. I thought Failing played well. We didn't see a lot of bench players in the second half. I think they shortened their bench, and whereas both teams shortened their bench in the second half.
Hell, it was a ton of fun. Central gets to split with the boys' victory after the Western girls come up in the first half of the doubleheader. But what a great night of basketball. And as we get into the holiday break, we've still got one more game. We've got John Glenn and Pinconning coming up next week.
Yeah, next Tuesday night, the 20th of December, we'll be up in Pinconning, up at, I guess, Pinconning Spartan Gymnasium. I don't think they have a name on their court there, but I tell you what, that facility is fantastic. I love calling games there, and that court's so nice, and the scoreboard gives us all the scores up there, the fouls, everything's perfect.
Well, that about puts the wraps on our game tonight. Another awesome double dip. Coach, always a pleasure to have you by my side.
Oh, it's a pleasure. All mine. With working alongside you, working alongside Nick Page, and our new guy on the camera tonight, Jim. Thanks, and welcome to the team.
Brother Dav, you did a great job. We're glad to have you on board for much more. On behalf of the whole crew, have a great night. We'll talk to you next week.